Hi. Okay. Sorry, we had a cut off over there unexpectedly. Now we're on the third lesson. We're in the middle over here of I think seven, number seven, where we are. I got cut off by mistake. I wanted to just pause. So the one, two, three. We're the fourth paragraph in number seven. Paragraph number seven. So okay. So we see. So we say over there. So we find ourselves. Uh, they came into America, and in the lowest hemisphere where itself there's several places. They came to the place, and the building which we find ourselves now, the synagogue and the study hall in Lubavitch, in 770 as it's called. We clearly see that although in all of these generations and places that there was revelations of Hasidism and spreading of the Westwards outward, yet specifically in the lower hemisphere, where the giving of Torah did not take place in an open way, there was a revelation of Hasidism, the spreading of the well springs outward with advanced vigor and greater strength, more than in the generations and places before this, including in reaching outward of which there is no further outward than it, that as one can easily see. In other words, saying the spreading of this throughout the whole world is amazing. It's much more now. People know about Hasidism. Even people don't know it. The whole concept of how they live and that they're doing is based on Hasidism. Amazing stuff the Rebbe is saying. Something never before seen. So, okay. And the reason for this is similar to the above explanation regarding the giving of the Torah specifically below, that since specifically in the lowest revelations, it says there's advantage of the land in everything, Yisron Eretz Bakol. Similarly, and similarly, it's understood that the giving of the Torah itself, that specifically in the lower hemisphere, where the giving of the Torah did not take place in a revealed way, transpires the complete revelation of advantage of the land is in everything. So Dafka over here where it wasn't revealed the Torah in a revealed way, where it wasn't in a revealed way. So therefore, Dafka only here is where it's revealed. Because in the land it says there's a special, the lowest level, there's something special in it. Like we know that if you go deep into the land, we know that you get all the gold, the minerals, there's something special. So similarly, we see, and if there's in a similar way that in bringing godliness and dealing with the world, make the world a holy place and turning everything around just for God, there's a specialness in it. That the completeness of the revelation of the Torah and the inner dimension of Torah is in a matter of spreading the world speaks outward. If we're spreading it out, and this is also hinted in the address of the building, which is the center of the Babich in the lower hemisphere, from which where the light is spread to the whole world, with the spreading of the well springs outward. It's called 770, as known as has the numeric of our paratza, that you should spread out. So the Rebbe said in another place, you see that I have it Mikdash Babel. It's in my classes. If you go on at my, I have Dvar Malchus explained. We'll have it at Mitzvah some other places, but if you go to my YouTube, DVARMALCHUS explained, you'll see that over there that I had there's a special kuntus, and the kuntus is called. That it's mikdash, the small mikdash, the small tent sanctuary that's in the exile, and it talks about over there about how 770, as we talk about here, is the third base of mikdash. That everything that when we went into exile, it says over there. So therefore, God had also had one place that the where the holy temple was a place where godliness was revealed out to the world. The instructions came from there. You had the Supreme Court Sanhedrin. Everything was revealed through there. So it says when we went to Golos, there's always one place in the world that's like that. And Rebbe brings down from the Gemara at different places that he says the final places like that now is 770. And this is the place where all godliness is being spread out. And this place, the third base of Migdash, is founded there, the third holy temple. And it's going to go from there. Very, very special. So here he's talking about that this is it, that that has also hindered the number of the rest of the building, the center of the above is in the lowest hemisphere. This is where everything is revealed from where the light is spread to the whole entire world, with the spreading of the well springs outward. 770 is known that 770 is the numerical value in Hebrew of paratz, to spread out. As we say, the connection of the number 7, so Rebbe is going to go, what's 770? 7 represents the 7 attributes. 10 represents the completion of that. As we said, Ben, we'll just read over this. It means that they're looking at gematrias and numerical, how things add up. It's very big in Chassidic, in the Torah, show by numerical meaning that that it's very interesting. That's something that's known as fractals. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I saw it. It's basically it's an equation that they say that one side is real, one side is imaginary. I think they use electricity imaginary. I'm not sure, but a guy discovered it, a scientist, and when they were able to use it to multiply with the later computers, they saw that this is the basis of creation. It has to do with how things are moved together, numerical things, equations. And we see the oldest book in Chassidic talks about how when God created the world, that he took the different combinations of letters and numbers and created everything with it. So it's interesting. So anyways, so here it says, what's 770? 7 denotes the complete 7-day cycle. There's the 7 days of the week, the 7 attributes, godly flows in all levels from Chesed to Malchus. You have to understand they're different sphirot. And the completeness of 7 is 100 times 7, that's completeness, together with 10 times 7, which is 70, which together equals 770. So therefore, 770 has this total completeness, and therefore the numerical value of paratz is spread out, since the completeness of paratz spreading out is the paritza is the breaking through all limitations. How do you spread out? You break through all limitations of time and place. The paratz that you will spread, it says in the Torah, that Hashem gives a bracha to the Avos, the Yaakov, that you will spread out to west, east, south. You will break all limitations, including the matter of paratz within paratz. So the spreading out within spreading out is that not only leaving time and space, rather on the contrary. In other words, you go beyond nothing. No, this world means nothing. The place that you're just one with the Eibishter. But it says specifically in and through the completeness of time and place, 770, and the completeness number 770. So in other words, you break out, but you don't break out. You break out that you see that everything's godliness. What do you mean you break out? You break out that time and things like a separate creation, but it's all godliness. But you're still in the world. In other words, together with the fact that we have the breaking through and reaching beyond limitations, paratzta, we also have the place and time, as the law is simple, that the place in the building must have 4 walls. So it's going to say that one thing you're breaking, reach beyond limitation. But also we have to have that place and time. So the law is simply that a place and a building must have 4 walls and a roof and a ceiling. Only that the time and the place itself is a matter for us of breaking through, of breaking through. On the contrary, specifically, time and place below accomplish the completeness of the phenomenon of breaking through, as mentioned above. Only in this world, when you break through, you have to break through to take everything a high lessons, as mentioned above. Similarly to what it says about Yerushalayim, it says Yerushalayim, where we reside. Prosos Teishab Yerushalayim. The Yerushalayim was a walled city, but times of Mashiach is being opened, and together with this, I will be for a wall of fire around it. So it says in times of the future that we don't need to protect Yerushalayim. We spread out the lights, everything of the holy, holy city will spread out to the world. But it says also, but it said Hashem will there will be a wall. There will be a wall of fire around it. And the place 770, the numeric value of paratzta, becomes the source and the empowerment for spreading the well springs outward to the whole entire world. As such, that we accomplish paratzta, the spreading out of the well springs in the outside of the world, including in outside of which there is no further out than it, no matter the farthest levels, as such that we reveal there's an advantage in the land and in everything. Now we take the things that seems furthest away from God and reveal that's all part of godliness. And to add that the culmination, the completeness of the 70 years of my father. So here we're talking about 70. We're talking that it all comes through 777 is a special place. I mean, when I go there, it's if you ever get a chance, 77 Eastern Parkway, most special place in the world. The Rebbe says that's with the gates to heaven right now. Mashiach is down there. You go there, you have hundreds and thousands of people learning, people davening, and people just, everybody's thinks about God over there. All these people there, you very little fighting. Every once in a while, very, very uncommon. The people stop it. So they're all like, it's an amazing place. When you go there, there's a thing that says, Shabbat Hashem Connecti Tamid, that you're always supposed to put Hashem in front of you. Hashem's in front of you, mean put Hashem in front of you. He's always in front of you. But you have to realize and put him there in your own being. That you say, Hashem's here. And 770 is very easy to do. Because the revelation of godliness is when you want to think concepts of godliness and stuff, it's very easy there because there's the special powers over there. It's a holy place. Same thing like you go to the different grave sites of the tzaddikim, like Rebbe Shlita, or you go to the Koach, the holy place. The 7 has a very special holiness in it. So that's what he's talking about. It comes from there. And to add that the culmination, the completeness of 70 years of my father, revered father-in-law, was specifically in the lowest time in 770. So the Frierdiker Rebbe, who was the one who founded, and 770 is the place, the central place, he spent the 70 years, which is 70 again, his last 10 years he spent there, where he came and lived the last 10 years of his life in this world. And this gives the power afterwards to the 7th generation, following corresponding spheres of Malchus. It's very interesting. The Frierdiker Rebbe was the 6th generation. That there will be the completeness of the revelation of 70, 10 times 7, together with 700, 100 times 7, and equals 770. And the completeness of revelation and the advantage of the land, Malchus is the idea of land, is in everything of Yesod. That you have a certain special quality. Let's see if it explains over here. He says, it's known that my revered father-in-law, in the Rebbe corresponds to the spheres of Yesod, and his first name was Joseph. This is the attribute of Yesod. And after the first 5 attributes, which corresponds to the 5 leaders before him. So in other words, so we may say that our whole generation, the men and women and children, is the spheres of Malchus. It's an amazing thing the Rebbe is saying. The Rebbe is saying that the Rebbe is the 7th generation. The 7th generation of Malchus, his kingdomship, is his ground, it receives everything. It's the highest, it receives the lowest levels, but it is the highest levels. Talking about revealing the lowest level of everything of God. So it says the Frierdiker Rebbe was the 6th generation, and he included all the spheres above it, all the attributes, and then he gives that over to Malchus. Okay. And based on the above spoken, is understood that this matter is openly manifest on the 28th of Sivan. This is coming up, or not the 20th of Sivan, it's coming up in what are we today? I think we're the 15th, 16th, I'm not too sure, I have to look it up. But you look it up, it's coming up soon, which reveals the power of the month, the 3rd month, because the 28th is the power of the Koach, and the power of the trifold Torah, and the power of the trifold nation, and all the matters of 3 connected to the giving of the Torah. Now we talk about levels of 3 has to do with a strength, a chazaka. So there's the three. There's the Torah, the Yisrael, Levi, Vakohen. That's three types. There's the Torah the written Torah. I think it's Chumash and the Nevi'im and Kesuvim, I think. And there are different things of 3, but 3 has to do with it. But it says that, in other words, based on his above, that this matter is openly manifest in the 28th of Nisan, which reveals the power of the month, the 3rd month, and the power of the trifold Torah, the power of the trifold nations, and all matters of 3 is connected to the giving of the Torah. So this thing 3 has to do, and which is in general the power of Malchus, and the advantage of the land is everything, that which reveals everything. In other words, everything is brought down into Malchus, into kingdomship, into the land, completely in an enduring matter, 3 times 3 times 3, and specifically in the physical world in a materialized way, mamish. It says that bang, 28 is 3 times 3 times 3, which includes everything, and that 28 receives all of that. So power is the power to reveal the essence of everything. Okay, based on the above, we're on number 8. Based on the above, the concept of the shlichus, shlach, send for yourself, of this generation is understood. So we said above, so Moshe said, shlach lecha. We were talking about the Parsha where he sent the spies. The Rashi says that Hashem said, I'm not telling you to do it, but if you think it's a God there, you should do it. And he was very smart. He thought it was a wonderful idea, which ended up to be a great idea. Okay, based on the above, the concept of shlichus, shlach, send you, of this generation. What's our special shlichus? What are we supposed to do? What's our job? Although we find ourselves in the lowest world in exile, in this final galus, this final exile, and within itself we're in the lower hemisphere, the place where the majority of the number and the majority of the destructive Jew people are in our time, in our times. Indeed, on the contrary, so we're this lowest place, specifically through and in a low state, especially in a state of exile, including the lowest of which there's no lower than it. It's accomplished the greatest. This is like the lost people. Like, look at what's happening in the world. I mean, I recently saw an article that saying that everybody, not only Jewish, but Jewish people doing an amazing amount of return to Hashem, waking up to God. But everybody's getting interested now. It's a new changing. Everybody, I talk to people believe in God in general. When I get Uber, when I just go out in the world, I have to do things. And people are amazing. It is accomplished the great ascent. So what happens that there's no lower than it? It's accomplished the great ascent of all levels and generations before and higher than this, including the upper hemisphere and exceeding lofty generations, the generation of knowledge of Moshe, with the lowest level and the like, including the ascent of the true and complete redemption, a redemption for the whole entire world, also the upper hemisphere for all generations. In other words, saying that being in this lowest level and working, reveal godliness and taking the special power that's here, that we're able to reveal godliness and bring redemption for even everything. As it's known that the word geula, redemption, is formed specifically from the word gola, which means exile, with the additional aleph. And in Hebrew, if you add aleph, with the first letter of aleph, to exile, in Hebrew, gola means geula. And that the addition of aleph, that since the redemption is drawn into and comes from and through the service of inserting the aleph, aluf shel olam, the master of the world, in the exile. So how do we bring it? We bring and we show how the world is all part of God. Everything is godliness. And being that the redemption comes specifically from the lowest state, therefore it also accomplishes that it should be the true and complete redemption, an eternal redemption with no exile after it. In other words, everything is taken up. Because let's say it didn't come to the lowest state, there's just some part that's too dirty you didn't want to mess with, but it's still there. So, and everything's revealed. It could come up and cause problems. But it says that the eternal redemption, that no exile is after it, upon which we say, Shir Kadash, we say a new song, in a masculine term, not like the redemptions before, that there had to be an interruption afterwards. All the redemptions from Egypt, we went into exile again. That since specifically through it coming from the lowest level, and we're very difficult, we went through difficult exile, its true state and completeness is revealed, that it is an enduring matter in a revealed way, specifically, that the advantage of the sphere of Malchus, whose concept is a revelation of lasting way, as above said, chapter 3, will be revealed through Mashiach, this special level of Malchus of this world, and what's created from Hashem, and everything's from Hashem, will be revealed through Mashiach, a king of the dynasty of David, as known that the innovation of redemption is the revelation of godliness below in this lowest world, of which there's no lower than it, a dwelling place for the essence of God in the lowest realms, which in a dwelling place the essence is revealed. So this lowest place, where people there's evil and problems, this can be revealed how it's all godliness. And we may say, it says, that this is the root of the word that we look in Hebrew, the word of geula, and this is a chiddush from the Rebbe. Where the word geula and gola, geula is exile, is redemption, and gola is exile. It's a Megillah, revelation. So therefore, we have, when we reveal the essence how everything's Hashem, that reveals that the lowest levels is also Hashem and created for Hashem. Number 9. So we may. So now we're on number 9. So there's actually we'll tell the story. I give out the water from the Rebbe, and it's something that I've given out for 30 years. It's miracle water. You look at the app, we have some information on it. Right now I haven't a way to distribute it, but it's available in different places. Available if you go to 770, ask around. In Israel, you have to ask around because it's getting more and more available. Hopefully I'll get it where we can sell it on Amazon and stuff. I'm trying to work on that. But anyway, so I give it out to people, and I also have this app where people write in to ask for blessings from Lubavitcher Rebbe. They say miracles. And the other day I'm walking down the street, and I see a guy with it's called a Yechi Yamaka. It talks about claiming that the Rebbe's Melch Mashiach, and he should live a long, long time. And I see something with that. So I said, he wants some Rebbe water, some of this miracle water. There's all kinds of miracles. Make as much as you want. I have little bottles like this I give out to people, and you add to it, and well, you have to look. And so he's in a hurry. Somebody's waiting for him, giving him a ride in the car. So I'm walking towards the car. There's a guy there from Shul, from my synagogue. I forgot his name. And we're talking and telling him to explain this guy about the water. So the guy looks up. He says, I drink the water. He says it cured me both physically and spiritually. So this is like, why am I saying this? It's an amazing thing that we're talking about with a special time. What's a special time? That everything's available for us. And here it is. I can take this. I know. You look, you see how to make more water. I give it out, or I can write into people, Rebbe, REBBE 770, and you can give and help out people, and you do miracles. It's like special. It's like taking and just revealing that somebody's having a hard time with life. You reveal godliness in him, and he becomes healthy. So this is general. We can reveal in the whole world how the world is just part of godliness. So number 9. We may say that just as this regarding the general matter of exile and redemption, so too is this regarding the specific place we find ourselves. Rebbe's talking about, I'm talking from Sfas right in Israel, but Rebbe's talking about in America, that the lower hemisphere, that being that this is a small mikdash, 770 itself, as Rebbe says, you have to look at this more in detail, mikdash Meshach Babel. That being that this, it's art. If you look at my at my YouTube channel, it's there. Dvar, Dvar, Malchus, Malchus explained. I have a class in it's a small sanctuary in the exile Bible, and it explains more in detail how 770 is like a special holy place and how it works. So Mashiach is there, and he stands on the roof. Very special stuff. There's a place where my revered father-in-law, leader of a generation, set his place as the source of the spreading of the well springs outward to the whole entire world, specifically in and from the place. And in and from this place is accomplished the redemption, the building of the third base of Mikdash. So through 770, what we're doing there, and through there, the teachings, that will make the third base of Mikdash, the Mikdash, the temple that your hands, O Hashem, established. And very interesting. I'm going to bring this down here, but there was one Chassid, he passed away a couple of years ago, a very, very special man, Rebbitzen all-time from Pittsburgh. And he was very close with the Rebbe. The Rebbe did a lot of wonderful things for the Rebbe. And one of the things he used to do for the Rebbe, he would translate things in Chassidus, and he would then he would give it over to the Rebbe. The Rebbe would look at it, then they would publish it in an English publication that was at that time. This was like 1990 around. We were learning 1991. So we're learning this country. It's now 770. It says Mashiach is founded 770. It says when it talks about in the Holy Torah and the Malchus Shmoni, the Mashiach will stand on the roof of the base of Mikdash, the Holy Temple, and announce it. Your time of redemption has come. The Rebbe says it's 770 because in the The Rebbe was amazing. At that time, it was like 1991. So they used to have hookups, and they used to have that satellite dish, like 30 feet high or something, 2 stories high, and they used to have a whole room. It was very in infancy. But Rebbe said when the third base of Mikdash is revealed, it'll come very soon in Yerushalayim. You won't need to have an announcement. So it's talking about the third base of Mikdash, the Mikdash of Babel. The Mashiach will stand on the roof, and the Rebbe talks about. He says the times when Mashiach has come, he says that standing on the roof means the satellite, means the internet. And for us, so it says from this place, it says from the spreading of wellspring outward to the whole world, specifically in and from this place is accomplished the redemption and the building of the third base of Mikdash, the base of Mikdash of your hands, O Hashem, established. For all though it's a place in the Holy Land, and in Yerushalayim, the holy city. For also its place, the place of the holy temple, has to be in the Holy Land, in Yerushalayim, the holy city, and it has to be the holy mountain, Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. Yet, being that this is accomplished through how do we come and prove to this level? How do we merit to have the third temple and the final redemption? How do we merit all this? That this is accomplished through our accomplishments and our service throughout the time of exile, especially in the end of the time of exile through the service, what's spreading the wellsprings out, spreading Chassidic to the world, that we have in this place, specifically in this place, the complete preparation for the Mikdash, that your hands, O Hashem, will assemble. In other words, through 770, the house of the Rebbe, everything is revealed that we're already ready for Gula, because that's where the work is being done. To the extent that in this place, the Rebbe is amazing. This is the way the Rebbe views the world, and he's living this. It says when the Rebbe was 3 years old, he started envisioning the final redemption. So to the extent that in this place, there immediately is the revelation of the Mikdash that your hands, O God, establish, which is my revered father-in-law, the Rebbe, of our generation, can demand and accomplish that the first and foremost there would be the revelation of the Mikdash that your hand established, O God, O Hashem, in this place, the 777, nor the third base of Mikdash were revealed in 770, where he lived, where the priest lived and did his work during his last 10 years of life, the culmination of all his work. So let's go over that again. To the extent that in this place, we're talking about 770 Eastern Park, amazing place. You go there, just you feel the holiness. To the extent that this place, that immediately is the revelation that, to the extent that in this place, talking about 770, that there immediately is the revelation of the Mikdash, the holy temple of that your hands, Hashem, established, which this my revered father-in-law, the Rebbe, the leader of our generation, can demand and accomplish. And accomplish that first and foremost there will be the revelation of the Mikdash of Yahweh Hashem will establish in this place, 770, and where he lived and where he did his work during his last 10 years of life, and the culmination of all his work as mentioned above. So first we're going to have the revelation of the third base of Mikdash in 770, and specifically through the conclusion of the service in the lowest hemisphere, including the lowest, that we elevate and reveal the whole building of the Mikdash that your hands establish, or Hashem established. We're going to reveal this, the whole building, including the roof of the building, which King Mashiach stands on the roof of the base of Mikdash and announces to the people and says, humble ones, the time of redemption has come. This is talking about 770, that this is all elevated and accomplished through the service elevation of the lowest. So how do we do this? How do we bring the final redemption? We reveal the lowest. And literally meaning that all the Jews will come with the clouds of heaven, with our young and with our old, with our sons and with our daughters, relocate to the Holy Land together with the third base of Mikdash, which we have here. Third base of Mikdash, the 770, is going to relocate to there. And we will take this all together with us. And we will take this all together with us through with their silver and their gold. And then we take all our possessions. We don't leave anything behind. That blessing, all the good things we did will come with us, and the service of love of Hashem and the fear of Hashem, which just includes all the positive commandments and all the negative commandments. So that now we're on number 10. So lesson for the, in other words, this is an amazing thing the Rebbe is saying. That this, and you go there, that's why people go, a lot of people just go live there. It's a Crown Heights just to be, they have 770 every day. The most amazing place. I remember that there was always a group of a kibbutz of Meretz Yisrael, a Bachrim. They have a couple hundred, come maybe 400, I don't know exactly the amount. And they come for a year to pay 770. And one time they wanted, wasn't a lot of space, so they suggested they should move to one of the main synagogues a block and a half away. And the Rebbe says they only have a year here. They should be in the walls of 770. It's a special place. So now we're on number 10. The lesson from this is that being in the present and auspicious time and place, in the third month in the trifold house, a house of prayer and good deed, Torah, prayer and good deeds, the trifold string of Torah, service, and kind deeds, and Torah of Chassidim, that within this time itself, we're in the day, the 20th of Sivan, when the strength of the whole third month is openly revealed, 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27, which is completed in the 28th day, whose concept is drawing forth. What's this mean? You drawing forth in revelation of godliness below in a permanent way, that every Jew receives additional power. This is what Rebbe is saying, we're all special. We have more power now and strength to fulfill the shlichus, what our job of this generation, that you have shlichus and commanded who have the shlichus, the candle of my father-in-law, the leader of the generation, of our generation, that we all have to stand all prepared. So what's our shlichus? We stand ready to receive the true and complete redemption. And at their head will be Mashiach David, king of the Jewish people. The Rebbe will be at their head. And we're going to meet such a special, so we're all ready. So our idea is that we have to be ready and prepared, and we're ready now to receive. We've done everything. And being that this is the shlichus, the special job of the generation, the special new thing, the innovation of a veteran student, we're talking about a very smart student in Torah, of our generation, which everything that this veteran student will innovate was given to Moshe Messina. And it was all the new concepts in Torah was all given, it's just revealed, they were all given times in Moshe Sinai. And it's understood that even a small child says, and this is an amazing thing, the Rebbe says, even a small child says in at times that he anticipates, demands, and that he says he wants and he demands that Mashiach should come. This is a true innovation, a new chiddush idea in the Torah, including that this becomes part of a new chidushim of Torah, and an innovation in Torah, that he will come forth from me. That says that the special Torah, that Torah Kadasha, that's going to come forth from Hashem himself, that says Hashem agreed to the words. He says, little kids, I want Mashiach now, I want Mashiach now, bring Mashiach now. And he's waiting and anticipating. And it says Hashem agrees to the words and the requests of the Jewish people, and this is a child of the Jewish people, a God's child, and I love them, Hashem loves us, that Hashem reveals his love literally, in the most simple sense. The Rebbe is asking, praying, in a manner that is beyond limits, and together with this, revealed down here below, in this lowest world, of which there is no lower than it. He's just saying this way, Hashem should come down and reveal this. Because now we're on number 11. No, not quite. Still number 10. and I think you skipped a paragraph here. I don't know. See what it says. Begila Mata, and Olam is that talk to Mimano. Then it says in particular, I think he didn't do this, I have to say. Okay, anyway. In particular, that we are there to, but we have to help from all the matters of the world, where the whole world is helping us to do this. And the Zoy Allah and all the Inyan Ha'olam and all the matters of the world are helping us to fear and to the they're all helping us together to the one purpose and one goal of the Gul Mita B'Shlema. So now we're on 11. Okay. It says that all of this is enhanced even more through for giving everyone. The Rebbe gave out dollars. We give out dollars. Everybody would give $1, and then they would give money. They take from that and add to and give it out. So it says all of this is enhanced even more through the giving to everyone a shlichus. We make for every one of those found here a shliach. We're giving him a job, special job, a mitzvah to give tzedakah, through giving him $1 bill to give to tzedakah, give to charity, and then he adds more from his own. It's his greatest tzedakah charity, for it hastens the gula, aims the redemption, including hastening in a manner that there is not even 1 free second. It brings it so fast that there's not 1 free second. Right after, from our being together here, as one person, as one heart. The Rebbe is saying we're all like one people, and the Rebbe sees this and feels this. That when they say it, it's like it's amazing stuff. And this already was on Rosh Chodesh. See, we're already one from Rosh Chodesh, and it's drawn into all the days of the month. Certainly, the day 28th of the month. It's the day of the Koach for the whole month. We go there until the Holy Land. The Rebbe is saying here that when we came to receive the Torah, it was on the first day of Sivan. The Torah was given us 6 days. We came as one nation, as one people. Am Echad. So this continues for the whole month. Especially now we're in the 28th, which is the power of the month. And he says that we should all go right now. We should go to the Holy Land. And immediately, moreover, and mainly, mamish, in a matter of really, in a matter of mamashus, the materialized, beginning with the revelation that part of Hashem above, that says each Jew is part of God Himself, our soul. Mamish, really, the Alter Rebbe says mamish, we're really part of Hashem, specifically as souls and bodies. Moreover, with an addition in health of the body and health of the soul, and also in the health of the entire world, which includes that it is what means everybody's going to be healthy, including that it is revealed how the whole world is created every single moment from nothing, from the essence of Hashem. Everything will see that God has always created him through Torah, that he looked into the Torah and created the world. Moreover, and mainly, that from the speaking about of all these matters, which is connected to the speech of God, we're speaking Torah, all these things connected to God's speech, which the speech of Hashem is considered action. Which the speech of Hashem is considered action. Once he said, moreover, and more in the main thing, that the speech, that we speak in all these matters, that this is tied into the speech of God, that it says that the speech of God is considered action. When God speaks, it's as though he did something. But the Ma'aseh that we should see the action of God, but the Ma'aseh, what's the main action, is that he should like a Rabgain Magal, he should go up and reveal that with all the explanations and the complete and true redemption right away, mamish. So guys, this was the third class. We have one more class to do that Rebbe, and we'll talk about this soon. Hope everybody's doing good. You have to realize in a very special time. I mean, you see the world. Everything physically is a base is because spiritually that's the way. So we see physically like the science is going like up this straight up. We see all the amazing things that are happening. That's because spiritually a very special time. So it explains, I mean, that there could be 2 ways. It used to be that there was darkness, and you had to take off the darkness to reveal the light. He says now the Rebbe says there's great light, and the darkness is like just trying like a shade. We just have to take it off because we have special power. You see it. I mean, you see it. When I drive around, I don't drive. You take taxis or Uber, and I just see the people I meet. Nice people overall, just want to do good. You see, the world is a special place. You even see that there's some problems down in the world, and like say in America, there's different riots and this and that. But that's because the people they're just misled. They think they're doing what's good. They're just some people who are misleading them for whatever reason. Hashem should help everybody. We should see what's right and good, and just go after it. Anyways, be well, everybody. Sei gesund. I'm going to start a new class soon called Tov.